Hi, my name is Daniel Kaplan from CallVU. I'm VP of Product. What I'm going to show today in demo is really several of our product sets. First, I'm going to start with our visual IVR. Then I'll show our Agent Hub and how the Agent Hub utilizes our digital forms to really build digital flows and digital workflow processes for you and for your clients. So I'm going to start off really with the use case here of a client that's an insurance client. He's calling on his cell phone because he would like to initiate a claim because let's say his fender gets dinged. He knows your cell phone or he knows your hotline number because it's on your materials in his glove compartment, let's say. So he picks up his phone and he calls. And what you're looking at this stage and what he would hear is your IVR that would come across his phone, but in addition to that he would get a SMS link that would enable him to start a visual session. At this point directly, in addition to hearing the audio prompts of your IVR, he's also going to get a visual representation of that IVR, which you can see here on the screen. Now in this instance, the user potentially wants to create a claim, so he can do so himself in self-service. We can include any types of authentication that you guys or our clients really would like to have. So in this case, we can assume the client, we can really validate the client however you guys would really like, and then really come into display the client's policies themselves. So if he's actually exercising a claim against one of the policies that you then display, he can look at the information. We can show the insured information. He can update that if he would like, or he can confirm the fact that this is the type of policy he would like to do. And at this point, you could really build the types of workflows that are required from start to finish to initiate a new claim. Now, once this is complete, this could then be stored on your back-end services. At any given time, the client can also zero out to an agent and click the agent button, and so on and so forth. So in addition to creating a claim, many of the use cases on some of the clients we see is also the ability to get a claim status. And again, we can utilize any type of authentication that our clients desire, and this could be actually something as simple as putting in a claim number. Once the claim number comes in, the client can then pick the claim that he's just looking to get a status on. This could be multiple or just one. And then we could display waiting for an appraisal with the adjuster's contact information with any different types of options that would be desired by the client. Let's say request for a callback, the request to actually leave George a message, or actually to see FAQs on that claim itself for additional information for the client. So really what CallVU is now providing through this interface is the ability to display or create claims as an example. We could also insert here a much more generalized insurance use case on upselling or for personal insurance, ability for agents to actually sell or update client information or to upsell new policies. What I'm going to show aside from just the visual IVR interface is now what happens if the client actually gets stuck at any given point in that process and they can zero out to an agent. In this case, what we're going to do is the agent is going to call the client directly, and this can go both ways. You can call directly from the visual IVR, or the agent or the adjuster can call the client. And what the agent now is going to see is a whole host of the steps that we've just taken from start to finish for that client to initiate, including any files or updated video that are included in that process. In this instance, the agent themselves can initiate a session with the client, and what you're going to see now is the adjuster has just shared on the phone, while he's on the phone, a damage report. Now the user themselves could, let's say, sign as far as signature is concerned. They could take photos of, let's say, a damaged fender or a damaged basement in the event of a property claim. And again, all different types of interfaces if you want to have insert for date, time, as an example. So these are all the different types of interfaces that could be presented as part of a workflow process to the client. In addition, here might be an example of a first notice of loss. So I'm going to send this to the caller, and this first notice of loss screen is actually fairly complex. Right? There's several steps, up to 6 steps here that have been created, and this really depends on the use cases per our client. The client themselves can actually fill this out or edit this and peruse through the various steps. Right? And an agent himself could actually direct the client to where they need to make an update or a change or upload information. Now, what's also unique about this is, from a workflow perspective, all this can be created in CallVU's digital forms. So the first notice of loss that's actually displayed is actually created here in our digital form creation platform. What this does is provide a series of blocks or fields that can be created and dragged and dropped into an area, can be edited, can be created, we can include properties and rules. So let's say you get to an age area and you want to create a rule for less than 18 years of age, to create an insert for a cosigner, so on and so forth. All of these steps can then be displayed either in the visual IVR session, or within the agent portal, or within your own actual web pages. So these things can actually be embedded directly in your web content. So this first notice of loss is both embedded for the agent portal for display to the client. It can be embedded in the visual IVR interface that's actually presented to the client as a means to self-service, or within your web content. Now, all of these products together are combined really to help a client complete a job. And in this case, for insurance, a first notice of loss is a fairly complicated process that now becomes fairly straightforward for the client to complete and get done and get the process moving along its way. In addition to the actual collaboration, visual IVR, and form builder, there's a whole host of tools that we provide to our clients to actually create not only the screens, but also the flows that would be built, and everything that was kind of worked through right now is just created, including all the node information that are needed to actually display those types of screens and that type of workflow that can be embedded. So that is the demo today for our dashboard across the board with collaboration, forms, and our visual IVR. Thank you very much.